Hey everyone, Dad here with a very special episode of Funday Monday on Wednesday. Let me explain. Last week, I gave the prompt to only attack using spread moves, and so many of the replays were good enough that I could not fit them all into a single episode. That episode is right here. By the way, I recommend that you go watch it. They were the first two replays from this prompt, and what I'm about to show you are two more of my favorite submissions for the week. The first bonus replay comes to us from Yidowee, and spoiler alert, we don't get to see this Ditto in action. I was very sad to see that. I don't know what it was meant to be doing on this team, but what we are going to see is the Dondozo Pelipper lead. Swap out for Tatsugiri, very standard stuff. Thundurus is going to whiff its attack, but Spectrier is going to land a very important Will-O-Wisp against the Dondozo. But wait, it's actually a special Dondozo. Cleans up both Pokemon with a Surf, and Rick91 flips his table, leaves the game, and gives Yeet the win. The final replay of Week 8 is brought to you by JD. This is his first Funday Monday submission ever, and boy is it a doozy. He's going to do a similar strategy to Gil, a symbiosis play, but this time with Oranguru, to pass the Life Orb over to Roaring Moon after it uses its booster energy. And that symbiosis is going to be the only thing that Oranguru accomplishes, because it's going to drop right away to a first impression. The Rock Slide is going to miss the KO on Chien-Pao, but thankfully the Steel Tera being a very good choice here. Mouseholes is going to show up to do exactly one Follow Me, while Roaring Moon misses another key KO, and the mouse will go down to close combat, bringing JD to a Pokemon deficit 2-3 right away. But this next turn is fantastic. Sableye is going to do a Prankster substitute to tank the Earthquake from Roaring Moon, while Roaring Moon picks up both Pokemon from Orchestra's side of the field. So now, what was a deficit is now a Pokemon advantage, but the last Pokemon on Orchestra's side of the field is Fluttermane, and we know how devastating that Pokemon can be. Sableye is going to go for broke and use its turn to quash Fluttermane and get hit by the Earthquake. But it's not enough to pick up the Fluttermane, and so Roaring Moon goes down. Sableye has nothing else that it can do against this Fluttermane, except Sableye pops in a substitute with just barely a sliver of health in order to weather the attack, and Fluttermane goes down to the Life Orb recoil, and a lone Sableye with 2% health left gives JD the win. And that concludes this week's Funday Monday, for real this time. If you didn't go back and watch part 1 like I told you to, I will remind you here, you are not allowed to terastalize until either you or your opponent is down to their last 2 Pokemon. Submit those replays, and I'll see you next week.